What do you say we stop messing around and start talking some softball? Good evening, everyone. Wow, happy new year almost. We officially start tomorrow, but we're ready to kick things off tonight. Hello, everyone. Gary Whipperman back live with you. Great to be back after about a week and a half off after basketball season. And I got to tell you, we had a great basketball season. So much fun. And we've got a couple documentaries coming out this spring-ish that will cover a couple teams from this season, Notre Dame as well as Lamira girls basketball and their journey, their chasing gold journey, if you will. So excited. We got tons of great footage. So there's some great documentary stuff coming. But that's basketball. Great season, great state championship tournament as always. And now we pivot and start softball, and not a minute too soon, right? Boy, were you guys outside today? Weather today, at least here in Economwalk, 72 degrees today. Now they're calling for 47 and maybe showers tomorrow in Green Bay for our season opener, but you know, nothing new there, right? They're playing at they being Notre Dame playing at King Park tomorrow, so artificial surface. I think there's showers in the morning, but should be clearing off in the afternoon. So I'm expecting we get a ball game in 4:30 as we officially launch our 2026 softball season. We have a lot to go through tonight, so I'm going to jump right in. And if you're watching, you're probably, you know, for the most part, these are our hardcore fans. It's not really somebody that's just kind of stumbled onto us and said, hey, who are these guys? So I'm going to make some assumptions here tonight about your knowledge of W7 and who we are. Of course, we are a organization that live streams and mostly supports. Number one is supporting high school girls sports and girls athletes, and we also live stream a lot of games as well, over 200 a year. So that's who we are. If you're here looking for baseball or football or, you know, any of those boys lacrosse, you're on the wrong channel. I'm sorry, that's not who we are. We are 100% for the girls. I have a series of materials I'm going to go through here. Let me pull this up, and I know I'm gonna slide show you to death here, but you'll get to see my little face in the window too. Put your comments in. Let's see, who do we got checking in? Chad Molesky checking in. Thanks for your support. Go Tritons. Yep, we'll see him tomorrow. Connor, the Mr. Alaska, he's gone now. He's in Alaska. I think maybe in Colorado Springs. Between Colorado Springs and Alaska, he probably like dog sled halfway up there to get there. But Connor checking in. Do they have this? So they must have internet up there, huh, Connor? That's good news. I figured it was going to be Telegraph or something in Alaska. But hey, great to see you on. And Chase, is YouTube back? Well, I don't think that YouTube ever went away. But we are broadcasting this event tonight on YouTube as well as Facebook and X as well. We'll be back on Fix TV tomorrow, and that'll be, as always, our platform going forward. So, all right, let's get into. Let's get right into our program tonight. Opening week is here. Of course, you're here for the schedule reveal show. We're going to go through our entire schedule, our entire broadcast schedule from A to Z today. So we'll hit every game that we're going to do this season. Every game that we're going to broadcast, you're going to see it on the show tonight. I expect we'll probably run 75 minutes or so is my guess. Once we get through everything, there's a lot to cover. So settle in and get comfortable. All right. So that's tonight. The schedule reveal tomorrow, as I mentioned, we'll be in Notre Dame for Appleton West at Notre Dame. That's our season opener. It's a 4:30 first pitch. We plan to be on air about 4:10, I would say 4:10-ish is what we're looking at as we start our season tomorrow, and excited to see Notre Dame and Appleton West square off in their season opener as well as our season opener. And I think for almost all teams, tomorrow is the season opener. I think there were a couple games tonight. I saw Turner and Edgerton, I believe, was a game, and I think Pewaukee and Brookfield Central played, but not a lot of not a lot of games tonight. Most everybody's kind of starting tomorrow, as well as Friday, and then we really get rolling into next week. All right. Speaking of rolling at the end of the week, softball media day. If you're watching and you're a coach or a softball super mom, as we call them, and you want to make sure your team gets some love from W7 as far as our preseason coverage, make sure you direct your coach, or if you are a coach, make sure you sign up for our softball media day. It's on Friday. It's all day long on Friday. We've got slots from 9 in the morning until I want to say 4 o'clock. We're probably 85, 90% full, but we got room. We'll always make room for any coaches that want to come in and join us. It's a 10-minute video chat with you talking about your team, a review of last year, a preview of this year, high level stuff. We're not going to pin you down how many wins you're going to get. It's just more of talking about your returning players, what you're excited about for the next year, and really kind of a deep dive into that stuff. So if you're interested, we'd love to have you join us. Check our social media for the link on how to join us for that. It's Softball Media Day. It's all day Friday. Chris Nissen from Appleton North is going to kick it off with us at 9 o'clock Friday morning. So we start at 9 and going to go all through the day. Again, it'll be on Facebook, YouTube, and X all day Friday. So you'll want to check that out as well. All right, moving along. This is kind of our opening week coverage. On Monday, we'll be at Fond du Lac for Campbell Sport at Fond du Lac. Good opener with FDL. Actually, FDL opens tomorrow with Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam has new digs this year. Coach Hines will welcome in Coach Schleif and the Cardinals as Fondy starts their 2026 season. That's a tomorrow afternoon game at Beaver Dam. I want to say Daily Dodge is covering it. Go to dailydodge.com. They do a great job. Wade Bates does a really nice job of softball for Beaver Dam. So we don't really go to Beaver Dam because Wade's there and Wade does that stuff. So, I mean, you guys know us, right? I mean, we're not about finding the absolute biggest, most giant games in the state. We're about getting as much coverage for as many girls as we possibly can. And our buddy Wade is over Beaver Dam, so we don't need to go there. And he does a great job. All right. And then Tuesday is our season opener with our homeschool. Of course, that's Fox Valley Lutheran. They're going to host Menasha. That's Tuesday at I believe it's the rejuvenated field at FVL. I believe I saw some photos today that the field turf is in and ready to go. So looking forward to seeing Madison Babcock and Claire Frang and all of our friends at FVL on Tuesday as they open against Menasha. And again, FVL is our homeschool for this year. What that means is we do more games with them than anybody else. And if you saw the announcement this week, we are actually going to be eliminating the homeschool contest after this school year, and a lot of reasons for it. But really the main one is so we can do more games. When you do a homeschool, I mean, almost half our schedule is kind of blocked off to do games for the homeschool. That won't be the case anymore. So we'll be a lot more open to do many more games from around the state. So I think it's a win-win. I've super enjoyed the homeschool experience the last 8 years, and I think we can continue to do that experience just on a smaller scale in our multi-game packages that we're doing. And by the way, this year, softball parents and softball families and softball coaches and ADs, pat yourself on the back. We broke the record this year for us in the most softball game packages that have been bought by our friends this year. 9 of them in total. So we've got we get a great experience this year in doing kind of deeper coverage into these teams. I'm really excited about what's coming up. We're going to talk all about that tonight as well. But Tuesday will be our Menasha at FVL game. And then weirdly, I mean, this is kind of the weirdness of spring, right? So weirdly, after that game on the 31st, we're off until the next Monday. So we got like 6 days off, which is super weird. But if you don't know, it's Holy Week next week. So you got Maundy Thursday, you got Good Friday, of course, Easter Sunday, next Sunday. So a lot of schools don't schedule games that weekend. Obviously, it's a holiday weekend, and everybody kind of gets a quick break before we start the grind, of course, the grind that is April. And if you've been following along this winter, and hopefully you have, each year we do a theme for our softball coverage. I believe last year it was Live, Love, Pitch. Actually, last year was Don't Fence Me In. The year before was Live, Love, Pitch. This year, our theme is Built for the Grind. and we're going to talk all about what that means. But in a nutshell, it is, hey, softball is not a sport for the weak. We all know that, right? It's truly a grind. It's day in, day out. It's 26 games compacted into a very short schedule. It's rain outs, it's mud outs. Sometimes you got to switch fields. Sometimes the game changes location. Sometimes the game changes dates. But the whole thing is a grind to get through and to make it through until we start up the postseason, and that's what this year is all about. And it's a grind for us. We're gonna do over 50 games this year in just about 60 days, so it's a grind for us as well. And I'd have it no other way. I'm so excited to get shoulder deep into softball. And this year, I'm telling you, I say this every year, but this year, I think we're going to have our best year ever. I really do. There are some tremendous storylines out there that we're going to be talking about. And if you know us, I mean, one of the things we try to do is work to generate storylines and find those angles. We don't have to do that. You guys have already done that for us. We've got some great storylines we're going to talk about all season this year. But that is our opening week. All right, now let's get into 2026. Here are the facts about our schedule. All of our games are streamed on Fix TV. That's PHYXTV.com. And I have to tell you guys, I've been working with the owner of Fix TV the last month or so. There are some major upgrades coming to the Fix TV platform, specifically around chat, specifically around the user experience, being able to pause live games, restart games. When you go do a on-demand thing, or you go on your whatever your service is, Hulu or whatever, you hit the show and they say, do you want to join live or start from the beginning? We'll have that option. I'm telling you, it's going to be loaded with things we can do that Fix TV is going to do. All of it 100% free. Nothing changes. I'm not a paywall guy. You guys know that. I've never have been, never will be. As long as I'm running this circus, all the games are always going to be free, because I never want a grandparent to have to go into their savings to say, hey, let me pay to go watch my granddaughter play. Absolutely no way. Now, will we take donations? 1000% yes. And you're going to actually be able to make what we call micro donations this year. So we're going to talk about this during games. Hey, can you send us $5 to put gas on the tank? Can you buy us a sandwich after the game? It's going to be really easy. So it's not a case of, hey, I've either got to donate thousands or nothing. This is and it's low pressure. I'm not a high pressure salesperson. If you enjoy watching the broadcast and you want to send us send us $10 or $5 to get us home, hey, that stuff all adds up. We have a lot of costs. So looking forward to being able to do that this year as well. So we have, as I mentioned, 9 teams with W7 packages this year, which means we're going to get really deep and wide into these teams and these players and these programs. And the feedback I get from almost everybody is always the same. The broadcast is the best when you know about the kids, when you know the kids, when you know the story, when you know Reagan Ziegler is not just a softball player, she's also a state champion wrestler, now doing row and crew for the Badgers. Those stories are what people love to hear about. And I'm excited. We're going to bring more and more stories. Yes, we'll do the games. Yes, we're going to do all those things we do with a normal broadcast. We're not going to drift away from that, but we're going to continue bringing the stories of these athletes, because that's what people love to hear about. So I'm excited to bring that to you guys again this year. And again, I think we'll be able to do it in more depth than we've ever done before because of our game packages. So look forward to that. But in addition to going deep, we're still going wide, baby. 50 plus teams appear on W7 this year. And lest you think, well, and sometimes I've heard this, hey, well, you guys, all you want to do are Notre Dame and Kaukauna and, all these, really, really good teams. And, what about our team? Maybe we're not going to state, but you know what? Let me stop you right there and do me a favor. Go look at the preseason rankings after our show tonight, and then look at our schedule. What you're going to find, probably 90% of the teams that we're covering this year that'll be on W7 are not ranked. A lot of outlets do a great job with these top teams. I don't need to do Kaukauna. Kaukana's got plenty of coverage. They don't need us. So I want to spend our time, and again, I'm not picking on Kakana. I'm just saying, them and like Kenosha, Bradford, and these really, really powerhouse Sussex, Hamilton, these powerhouse programs. They don't need us in there, but you know what? We love supporting them. We're still going to talk about them, but we're not necessarily going to go do games. But I love the Random Lakes, and I love the Fox Valley Lutherans, and I love Denmark, and I love these teams. I've had so much fun with Mishicot. Again, it's great to be able to do teams, from everywhere. Kewaskum's going to be a huge program for us this year. So don't think, hey, it's all the absolute top 1%. It's really almost the opposite of that. I'm more of a, hey, let's get as many teams in as we can. Let me check the comments real quick. Sherry Kennedy, thank you, Sherry. Appreciate you as always. Sherry's been one of our long followers since she's one of our OGs. And speaking of OG, the legend himself, Larry Klein, checking in. Are you holding a gold ball, Legend? What are you doing there? Is that a gold ball you're holding? Did you win state in something, Legend? You didn't tell me about it. Steph Pianek checking in. If you don't know, Steph is Maddie's mom. Maddie Pianek, unfortunately, tore ACL this year, and she will not be able to play high school softball. But we know Maddie. Maddie's a tough cookie, and she'll get back and stronger than ever. So Steph, love to Maddie, of course. And our buddy Joe, thanks as always, Joe. Appreciate you. You're always so supportive of us. We appreciate it. Chase again checking in. Winnebago Lutheran Academy. They are on our schedule, Chase. So stick around. We'll show you when that's going to be. And of course, Mr. Shawno himself, Dave Hahn. What games are you doing for Shawn? Hey, Dave, slow down, big fella. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to talk about Shawno. I know. You're anxious. You're excited. Just slow your roll, buddy. It's coming. Wrestling belt, not mine. Okay, you know what, Legend? You're still a legend, baby. Mike Nielsen, hot chocolate available upon request. That's, of course, at Winneconne. And you guys, if you don't know this, we can always be bribed from the concession people, especially on these cold spring days that are coming. Okay, that's the comments. Let me get back to business here. This is down the road, but I'd like to put it in front of people right away because we get asked this usually by about 8 teams the day before the playoffs start. Hey, do you guys do playoff games? We do. But we only cover one team. We can only do one playoff game at a time. So if you're interested in W7 doing your playoff game, it's first come, first serve. The email address is at the bottom of the screen. There is a fee. The WIA charges a fee. We charge a fee. So it's not a free thing. But if you're interested in getting postseason coverage on W7 for your playoff team, I always say this is a great opportunity for seniors that can get their last games on W7, get their last games broadcasted, something they can always have forever and ever. So that is available as well. Okay, let me move on here. We are again covering the state tournament, audio live streaming of all games on W7. So as in years past, we can't do video. Video rights are owned by whoever the WIA sells the rights to this year, which is not us. My last name's not Buffett or Rockefeller, so I can't do that. But we get the opportunity to do audio live streams of all of our games on W7. And of course, we're going to give you a chance to help us out with that. We do have to pay the WIA several $1,000s to do that. So we're going to look for some help from the W7 Nation as far as being able to bring that to you as we have in years past. To me, I love doing the state tournament, and not just because of the games, but because we get to see so many kids and so many friends. It's kind of like a big family reunion at state. So of course it's at Goodman Diamond in Madison. We'll be there. If I have to pay it myself, I will. I don't think I'll have to, but we are going to be bringing you the state tournament audio live streaming of all games. And the tournament, again, is 4 days this year. It's not like basketball where, in basketball, you can watch all of the state games for free on the app. You can't do that in softball. In softball, you got to go buy the NFHS, subscription or whatever that is. And until Saturday. On Saturday, all the games are on. And, this is typical softball, right? Everywhere else, all the state tournament is on, not softball. We only allowed 1 day of great coverage. The rest, we all got to pay for. So I love bringing audio. And, I'm an old school kind of guy. It's fun doing a radio call of games. I really enjoy that. I think the families enjoy it. So states state tournament softball coming back to W7 again this year. All right. That's our facts for 2026. I'm just real quick going to go through this. Thanks to our sponsors, Piggly Wiggly, SBS Plumbing, Athletes on Call. They're a new one this year. We'll be talking about them. And the great thing about Athletes on Call, what they do is, let's say you've got a club tournament next weekend and, oh my gosh, we don't have somebody to play third base. What are we going to do? Well, download the Athletes on Call app, and when the athletes download it and the coaches download it, it's a way to bring you guys together and be able to have that kid play for your team for that weekend or for that event. It's a really, really great idea. We'll talk a lot more about it, but that's Athletes on Call, and they just rolled out the new app this year, so we'll talk again a lot about that. Of course, Fix TV, our flagship, Marquette University. Marquette's been a great sponsor already this year. Excited to do more with them. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. We will have the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. We got your back fan vote again for all of our games. We'll get the fan vote out tonight for the Notre Dame Appleton West game tomorrow. Looking for your vote on who you think is going to win. Ultimate Team Camps. That's a basketball and volleyball team camp. The Daily Dose Juice Bar, 6 locations in the Milwaukee area, including state champion Whitefish Bay. What's up, guys? Rettler Insurance Group out of the Kewaskum area, Sovereign State Tap House in Winneconne. That's our sponsors. We'll be talking about them a lot this year as well. And if you'd like to sponsor us, if you like what we do, if you want to support what we do, drop me an email, info@productions w7.com. All right. You guys already know this stuff. I'm not going to go through all this, but there are 100 ways to follow us on social media. There's just a few of them. Feel free to use any and all of your favorite social media tools to be able to follow us. We are we're now in the ballpark of 40,000 followers on social media. I mean, guys, say it out loud. 40,000 followers. When I started, I was almost laughed out of the building. Like, who's going to watch girls sports? Turns out a lot of people, I guess. So I appreciate all your guys' support. You guys are the ones that have made this possible. You guys are the ones that have shown me, hey, when we work together and we're passionate about what we do, there's really nothing we can't do. We've done a lot in the last 9 years. And honestly, we're just getting started. There's a lot more to do. All right. So that is our social media stuff. And of course, Whip Around returns. Now, Whip Around, the cartoon character, needs a haircut there. I just got my softball haircut last night. I've been getting comments about it all day. We'll have our daily video podcast, the Whip Around Show. It's at 7. It drops at 7:30 in the morning every day. You don't have to watch it live. In fact, I don't know. I can tell you I won't be watching it live, but it drops at 7:30 on Fix TV, and it's on demand all day. And we're actually working on having it just run all day on the W7 channel. And if you don't know what Whip Around is, it's a 30-minute show that's a recap of the night before. It's on demand at 7:30. It's weekdays. It's going to start April 1st. So that's a week from today. It'll run through May 22nd. So a lot of episodes every weekday at 7:30. You can grab it. This gives me time on the night before to get home, take a breath, put together the content for the show, record the show, upload it, and then have it drop in the morning rather than trying to do it at 9 o'clock at night. If you guys watched that, the show last year, where a lot of times we had to cancel because I didn't get home until 9 o'clock or 9:30. So that's kind of the plan there on the daily show. So 7:30 every morning on Fix TV. All right. We'll have a postseason edition of Whip Around as well. And by the way, it's now Whip Around and Find Out. So I don't know. It's too much free time, I guess. And you know what makes the show really, really great is your participation and your involvement. Now, I know, so parents, I know you. I know most of you. Some of you, this isn't going to be a big deal because you're okay promoting your kid. A lot of you kind of try to, be humble and, well, hey, I don't want to make it about my kid. And hey, my kid hit the game-winning home run, and I don't really want to send it in and, have, somebody say, well, so-and-so's mom sent this in. This year, if you want, when you send it in, just say, hey, just make it anonymous who it came from. All right. And I won't even say, I may not even say anyway. So, but, don't be don't be too humble to recognize and celebrate your child. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. I'm not going to think any of the worst of you, and neither is anybody else on our show. The show works when we get highlights, clips, information. So we have Game Changer affiliations now with 80 teams from across the state. So there's 80 teams that have given us access to their Game Changer account so that we can see stats, we can see rosters, schedules, box scores, and put all the stuff together for the show as well as for social media. But you know what doesn't come with that? Her 1,000th strikeout, her 100th stolen base, her 50th assist, whatever. That stuff doesn't come in Game Changer. I have no way of knowing that stuff unless you send it to me. So all you got to do is drop me an email, info@productionsw7.com. I know it's old school email, right? But you can send video highlights. You can send me a link to video highlights if you want. You can send me a clip. You can send me just you can send me a text as well. My number's right above, 490-7013, and say, hey, my child did this last night. I thought maybe you'd want to know. And, if we can mention it, we certainly will. So again, don't be too humble to not celebrate your child, because, that's what this show is. This show is about celebrating all of our kids, and they're all of our kids. So I want to know about any of and all of them, no matter who it comes from. So, all right, that's Whip Around. Look for that starting April 1st to May 22nd. Stoltz, are you... Oh, Stoltz. No way this stays under 75 minutes knowing Gary. Okay, well, that's fair, Stoltzy. That's fair. Connor says 90 minutes plus. All right. Hey, Alaska. Do you have to pay by the minute for internet out there? Just hang on, dude. All right, who else is on? McKenna Kersenlore. Our buddy Kenna, can't wait to see you again. Thanks for all you do. Kenna is at Elman Bancroft. We'll be talking about Elman Bancroft. And of course, Dave Hahn, Gary Rockefeller, funny dude. Waupun checking in. Our friends, the Warriors of Waupun. And heaters and warm drinks will bring Gary and Ed out to the ballpark. No Ed this year, Connor. It's all this guy this year. So, all right, let's move along here so I can keep my 90 or 75 minute promise. See, I'm already banking it up to 90 minutes. Okay, I'm not going to spend really any time on this except to say a couple things. One is, so I guess I'm going to spend a little bit of time on it. The preseason rankings came out for the Wisconsin Fast Pitch Coaches Association. Norbert Durst from Max Preps actually posted these. And as I mentioned about the Whip Around show, as I mentioned about the content this year, we're not going to have to work to find storylines. They are absolutely everywhere. I mean, if you fall over, you pick up 6 storylines. So, Kakana, can they come back and repeat, especially with no Carly Meredith? Does Hamilton finally get over the top this year? Those are some great D1 stories. What about Bradford? They're all the way ranked at number 8. That seems low to me, considering the success they've had. But, is that ranking right? Look at Nina popping in there at number 10. So right away, we're loaded with stories. Division 2 writes itself. Denmark and Fox Valley Lutheran. It's kind of like 49ers Cowboys back in the 90s in the NFC Championship games every year. If you're not old enough to remember, sorry, but a lot of you are. That's what Denmark FVL is this year. Not saying Jefferson's not going to be there. They are Lux, Casco, Whitnall, Moseny, all Eisenhower's up and coming. Watch out for those guys as well. But Denmark FVL, it's the Niners and the Cowboys from the 90s. Who's going to take it? Is FVL going to come back from their undefeated season last year, except for the playoff game, and get over the top, or is Denmark going to do it again? So again, great storylines in Division 2. Division 3, I love because it is just wide open. Yes, Poynette has got to be the favorite to repeat, but there's a ton of talent in Division 3. Laconia, Valders, Lamira, Prescott. Brilliant also in there. Watch out for them. Valders is a great story. Megan Hockemer missed the state tournament last year because of a WIA issue. Can she bring her team back this year and get to play at Goodman Diamond? That's going to be a question. Division 4, Pacelli number 1. 2 times they won state. Last year they lost to Mishicot in extra innings behind Kieran Sanford. but Pacelli no longer has Peyton Mansell. Who's going to step up? I'm hearing it's Amelia Martini, mint chocolate chip martini, maybe on the circle this year. Can she guide Pacelli back to a D1 state championship? What about Grantsburg? Year after year, they've been there. They lost in the opening round 3 years ago. Is it Piper Olson and Ruby Rengo's turn? Can they go over the top in their senior year this year for Grantsburg to get them there? Again, Mineral Point, Tenley Bachop, great season last year. Osti Kinch, also great season. What are they going to be this year? Random Lake, we just found out they lost Livia Stefanich for the year with an MCL ACL tear. What's going to happen there? We don't know. Belmont and D5, can they repeat? What about Elman Bancroft? They lost that championship game last year. You don't think there's some fire in their belly this year? You don't think they're excited to be able to go in and take that state championship? That's just, I don't know, 10 of the 500 stories we're going to be covering this year. So don't miss Whip Around. There's your preseason rankings. Again, they mean nothing to me and probably to most of you, but I will say if you go through those rankings, you'll see maybe 8 teams in total will be on W7 out of those top 10 in each division. So again, it's a lot of coverage of a lot of teams that aren't in that top 10 now, but maybe they're later. All right. So it only took me 31 minutes. That's not terrible for me. That's not bad. I do need to take a quick 60 seconds and come back, and we're going to dig into the schedule reveal. You're watching the 2026 W7 schedule reveal show live on YouTube and Facebook and X. We'll be right back.
Fix TV. Live contents like never before. Switch between multiple live channels with ease. Access anytime, anywhere with our user-friendly app. Fix TV brings the action right at your fingertips. Download now. Available on all devices.
It gets to the point where you have to start giving up sports. Then you know it's time. I would highly recommend Orthopedic Associates. I had a full knee replacement. By 3 months, I was water skiing again, playing hockey. I have no pain. I just feel like I have a whole new life again.
Welcome back to the schedule reveal show. Gary Wepperman live from the W7 Worldwide headquarters in Oconomowoc, taking you through our schedule reveal. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with our home school. That is Fox Valley Lutheran. And wouldn't you know, right off the bat, I'm learning about a potential schedule change. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. I put in what I think it's going to be, not what it may actually be. So again, and for all of you, all of our softball families know this, our spring sports families, everything is subject to change. I've told probably a dozen people, this schedule is what I call a house of cards. I mean, if we get rain every day for 2 weeks, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I honestly don't. But, you know, we built it on faith. We built it on, hey, we're going to have a great spring and be able to bring you all of these games and all of these teams. And my hope is that comes through. That's how we built it. So we'll see what happens. Okay. FVL is our home school. We talked about that. More games with them this year than anybody else. We're going to start on next Tuesday against Menasha. Then it's a couple weeks till they take on Xavier. Most of these are home games. The Winneconne game was actually supposed to be April 2nd, and they're moving it to maybe April 25th. I put that down as tentative for now. We'll see if that comes through or not. The 27th against Appleton North. That'll be a fun. I'm really curious about Charlotte Radke against the Bats of FVL. Claire Frang and Nora Probst and Madison and the crew, Bree Dalkey. I'm curious how that's going to play out on April 27th. May 7th against Seymour. May 11th against Kimberly. Again, it'd be great to see Clara from Kimberly and really get a chance to see what the paper makers look like this year. We're going to see Kimberly, I think, a couple times this year. There you go, Han. May 14th against Shawano is the last home Bay Conference game for FVL. We will bring that one to you May 14th. And May 16th, they actually play in a triangular with Wisconsin Lutheran and Kettle Moraine Lutheran. That is going to be on the campus of Wisconsin Lutheran College. So I'm planning on being there May 16th to bring you all three of those games, two of them involving Fox Valley Lutheran against Wisconsin Lutheran and Kettle Moraine Lutheran. It's going to be a real big Lutheran party at Wisconsin Lutheran on May 16th. And then our finale, you know, I love this on the schedule. I got to tell you, I love that this game is on the schedule. They were in the same conference. Now they're not. FVL is now in the Bay, and Denmark is still in the Northeastern Conference. But I love that they put this game on the schedule at Denmark. It's kind of, you know what it's like? It's like when oh my gosh, what was his name? What was the U.S. Olympian coach from 1980? When Herb Brooks put the Russians, the Soviets, on the U.S. schedule like a week before the Olympics starts. That's what this is like. That's what FVL going to Denmark is about. And you know what? I don't think it's an accident. And I know Coach Gunner pretty well. I know Coach Babcock pretty well. I think that they felt maybe the team kind of slipped a little at the end. I'm betting they're working to make darn sure that doesn't happen this year. And that could actually be a preview of the state championship game on May 19th, FVL at Denmark. And by the way, we talked about storylines. If you don't know the storyline, last year FVL was knocked out in the sectionals by Denmark. Denmark, of course, went on to win state behind Maggie Frank and the Krasniewski kid. So sorry, FVL, for bringing that up, but I doubt you guys forgot it. So that is our FVL schedule. It's a very robust schedule. I'm really excited about it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I may have to look at a timeshare in Appleton. I'm going to be in Appleton a lot this spring. So there's FVL. Okay, let's move on. Now, all of these that we're doing, so that's our homeschool. The rest are all package games. So, that pretty much covers up most of our schedule. The great part is all of the teams that got a package with us, they have to play other teams. So that's where all these other teams come into play as well. So, and again, you guys know us. Yes, of course, we're going to really make sure we give the team that gets the package great coverage. But you know what? The team they're playing, it's just the same. We don't pick favorites. We've never done that, and never, maybe the homeschool a little bit, but for the most part, we try to keep it a very even broadcast, and we'll continue that as we get into this year. All right, here we go. Our first package is with Elman Bancroft. We're going to do several games with them. And you know what? These games with Elman Bancroft are like powerhouse games. I mean, these aren't like, ho-hum conference game on a Tuesday. First of all, April 13th, Pacelli, the two-time D5 and last year's D4 runner-up. That's the first game we're doing. And by the way, the great thing about that game, and really all the games with Elman Bancroft, is all these kids know each other. A lot of them play together at Plover softball. So it's like teammates like colliding, I mean, it's going to be so much fun. That's April 13th against Pacelli. I'm excited to see Elman Bancroft. Take Me to the Choppa. We'll be back. Maya Dernbach back. Oakley Almernick. I mean, just a great team. The Carleton kids. Elia Newby. I mean, it's going to be a really fun group. Raya Cevallos as well. So Elman Bancroft's going to be great. Of course, Pacelli's going to be great. If you happen to see the state girls basketball tournament, Ella Van Order had a tremendous state championship game and state championship weekend for Pacelli and helping them win state. Ella was in my view, and probably most anybody else's that watched, Ella would have been the MVP. If you think she's good at basketball, wait till you see her in softball. She is very, very good. So looking forward to seeing Ella in the crew. And of course, Coach Mo, and Coach Treichel, two of my absolute favorite coaches in the state. We're always excited to see them. So that's coming up April 13th. And by the way, a week later, ho-hum, Tria Tubbs and Stratford come visiting. That's the next Monday. And then, okay, how about this one? May 8th, Adams Friendship, Kenna Kirsten-Lore and the Adams Friendship team coming in to take on the Almond Bancroft team. And again, Kenna is a Plover player. So it's again, these kids coming into Almond Bancroft and playing against their teammates in the summer and now their competition in the spring. That's what makes it so great. So that is Almond Bancroft. And you think we're done, right? Hey, there's 3 games, we're done. Not quite, one more. This one is going to be actually our season finale this year is May 21st when Kenna Kirsten-Lore, or I'm sorry, when Almond Bancroft and the crew travel to Marshall to take on Kennedy Weisensell and the Marshall Cardinals. I mean, that is again going to be a fantastic game at Marshall. That's our season finale. So that's our games with just Almond Bancroft. Okay. Before we go to the next one, let me check the comments. Is Shawano on the package? Won't be there on 5-4. So, Dave, that Shawano FVL game is our only Shawano game this year. So unfortunately, if you can't make it, make sure you watch it. That's why we do it, right? So, we'll if you can't watch it live, watch it on demand again on Fixed TV. So that's Almond Bancroft. Excited to see them and get our season going with them as well. All right, let's move on to our next one. It's going to be the Lightning of Appleton North. We've got a great schedule with Appleton North. And again, let me make sure I just put that out there. A lot of these teams, we've actually scheduled an extra game or two, knowing we may have weather-related issues and knowing that, we may have to move one of their games. So this is what it looks like now. It probably won't stay this way, but this is what it looks like as of today. April 27th at Fox Valley Lutheran. I mean, that's a great game right there. It's going to be fun to watch Charlotte Radke. I think she'll be one of the premier pitchers in the FEA this year. April 30th at Fond du Lac. May 1st against Fond du Lac. So it's a Thursday, Friday, home and away, which those are super fun to do because, again, I mean, you get when you do the Friday game, you get all the background of Thursday that you can bring forward to the next day. So it's almost like doing a series. I'm excited about that. April 30th and May 1st with the Cardinals of Fondy. May 5th against Neenah. We saw Neenah, one of those top 10 teams in Division I. That should be a fun one. May 15th at Hortonville, Coach Garv will have the Polar Bears ready to go. I can guarantee you that. That one is May 15th. So as of right now, 5 games scheduled with Appleton North. We'll see how that looks as we get through the season. But again, Appleton North, one of our package partners for this year, and a lot of great Fox Valley Association games that go along with that. So that's Appleton North. I'm doing pretty good here on time, you guys, to be honest with you. All right, now how about Denmark? We got to work with the folks at Denmark, the defending state champion Denmark. Remember them? We're going to see them. So they're playing in a triangular at their place. I believe it's at their place on May 2nd. Yes. So they're going to play Medford and they're going to play Mishicot. And we're also going to throw in the Medford-Mishicot game when they play. So it's really going to be a triangular. I'm not going to go there and do 2 out of 3 games. That's uncool. So we're going to do all 3 games. So Medford, Mishicot, Denmark, Medford, and Denmark, Mishicot, all on Saturday, May 2nd. And then, of course, we talked about this game already. May 19th, when Denmark hosts Fox Valley Lutheran, we're going to do that one as well. So great season ahead with Denmark as well. They're one of our package partners this year and excited to be able to work with them. All right, so that's Denmark. The Cardinals, this is, I believe, Fondy's 3rd year in a row doing a package with us. Again, a great schedule here. We actually start on Monday with them as they take on Campbellsport at home. Of course, if you've been to Fondy, great facility. They've done a lot of work on that whole park. It's really, really awesome. The field turf is fantastic. So we're looking forward to seeing them on March 30th. And then we'll go with them on the road to West Bend. I don't know if you guys saw the news or not, but the West Bend School District voted to consolidate West Bend East and West Bend West starting in 27, 28. I'm not sure that it's fully done yet, but I think that's where we're going. It'll just be West Bend when it's all said and done. Now, if you don't know already, it is one school. I mean, West Bend East and West Bend West, all the kids go to the West Bend school in one building. They just separate East and West for athletics and activities. But looks like they're going to consolidate. But we'll see them. So Coach Detchen and the West Bend East Suns on April 10th. That's at West Bend. And here's one thing I can guarantee you. The wind's going to be 127 miles an hour. I don't know what it is there, but it is always like crazy, crazy with the wind. So that's April 10th. April 30th will be, again, this is that home and home with Appleton North that we talked about. And then a triangular with Hartford and Notre Dame. And again, we're going to do all 3 games. It'll be Fondy versus Hartford, Fondy versus Notre Dame, and Hartford versus Notre Dame. All 3 games. Those are all at Fondy on Saturday, May 9th. So that is our Fond du Lac schedule for this year. Okay, how about the Polar Bears of Hortonville? First ever package with Hortonville. Big thanks to Dan and the crew at Hortonville and being able to do some of their games this year. We're going to see them April 17th at home against Bayport. You know what I love about going to Hortonville? They've got like this little, cove almost between the dugout and like the media dugout or media table. I don't know what it is, but it's like this little pocket that we can actually set up and call the game from. It blocks all the wind. We're right next to the players. It's a really great little spot. So I love going to Hortonville for that. Last year we went there. If you saw last year, we did Hortonville and Fond du Lac, and we actually the game got canceled in the second inning because of a tornado, and we may have kept our tent up and thought that we could maybe just like grind through it, as they say. Everybody was gone. It was me and my son in this tent trying to hold the tent down because the wind was blowing about 80 miles an hour. Needless to say, the game did not happen. It ended up getting rescheduled. We waited for the tornado to go through before we started packing up. There's no way, by the way, there's no way that we could have packed up all of our stuff in time to beat the tornado. So we said just batten down the hatches and hopefully we survive it. Unfortunately, we did. All right, so Hortonville, April 17th against Bayport, April 24th at home against Kimberly, and then May 15th at home against Appleton North. If you're not seeing the trend here, it's going to be a lot of FVA games, and I'm still of the opinion, and this probably isn't not everybody's going to agree with this, but I'm still of the opinion that I don't know that there's a better conference in softball than the FVA. Maybe this year there is, but year in, year out, they've proven to be the best of the best. So we'll have a lot of FVA games this year on our docket. All right, that's Hortonville. How about Kewaskum? Speaking of great facilities, so they already had. If you haven't been to Kewaskum to take in a game, even if you don't have any affiliation with them, I'd highly recommend you go. And here's why. The facilities are amazing. If you sit behind home plate or even on the first base side, the view beyond the fences, as far as a pastoral postcard, Wisconsin, that's what that is. It is the most picturesque, the most beautiful backdrop of any playing complex I've ever seen at any level. High school, college, professional. Wisconsin Lutheran's pretty good at the college level for football, Robbie Stadium, but I'm telling you, that pastoral setting, the farmhouse, the barn behind the fence at Kewaskum, it's truly incredible. And on top of all that, this year, they built a press box. I'm so excited to call games from the press box at Kewaskum. Coach Sabish has been texting me pictures throughout the winter saying, "Hey, Gary, here's where we are on the press box." So I'm excited. I'm hoping that I can get Macy Sabish to come back and do a game with me, covering Madden and the crew. They're going to be good again this year. I think they're really a team to look out for. Madden gets another year under her belt. I think she's going to be certainly got to be the lead, I would say, for the Glacier Trail player of the year. But again, that's one step at a time here. But Kewaskum, April 6th at home against New Berlin West. And here's what I love about Coach Sabish. He'll play anybody anywhere. I mean, he'll play anybody. They're taking on New Berlin West April 6th. This will be the first time we've ever done this for any team. And Coach Sabish talked to me about this last year and said, hey, he said, would it be possible for you guys to come on a Saturday and do our JV tournament? He said, I know that's really not, what you guys normally do. But I really want those kids to get some recognition. We're trying to, keep kids in the sports and, give them a reward for, staying with it. And I said, absolutely. So we're going to go April 18th. It's going to be a JV tournament for the day. We're going to be there covering those games and giving those kids kind of the W7 treatment at the JV level. That's again April 18th, a Saturday. April 21st against Port Washington, always a great rivalry, Kewaskum, Port Washington. So, and then April 29th against Germantown. So again, great competition for Kewaskum. They're in that new Glacier Trail Conference. We'll see what that's going to look like this year. But excited to try out that press box, and pretty good concessions there too, by the way, just saying. All right, so that's Kewaskum. How are we doing? See, 51 minutes. I'm feeling really good about what's happening here. Okay, 30 seconds. We'll come back. Lamira next. You're watching W7.
Welcome to Marquette. We're going to have first Welcome to Marquette.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University. Marquette University.
Welcome back to the W7 Schedule Reveal Show live. And we are live. This isn't taped. It's live. I'm checking your comments now. Jennifer Matthew checking in. Of course, excited to go see West Bend East this year. Jen and I have been talking, so excited to go see them. And Coach Detchett is also on our Media Day show on Friday. And by the way, if you joined us late and you've got a coach that you want to help showcase the girls on your team, have them send me an email, info@productionsw7.com, to get on the docket for Friday with our W7 Coaches Softball Media Day. It's all day on Friday. We've got a few spots left open. We kind of do that because I know we're going to get our latecomers. So let us know. It's 100% free. It's a 10-minute video chat talking about last year and this coming year. Don't miss out on it. It's a chance to really showcase your team and your kids. Okay, is Laconia on the schedule? They are not, Chase. Again, Radio Plus does, and Jeff's live stream both do really great work up in the Fondy area. Certainly covering Laconia, St. Mary's Springs, some of those teams. And again, it's just really a case of they do great work. I don't really want to step on their toes up there. And I'm sure they're going to get great coverage for Laconia, as they always do. Laconia basketball got great coverage for them as always. So unfortunately, no Laconia on our schedule this year, but I encourage you to check out Jeff's live streams and also Radio Plus. They both do a lot of live streams of girl sports in the Fondy area, including and really with a big emphasis on Laconia. So check them out. All right, here we go. Let's talk Lamira. If you don't know, we had a great opportunity to spend a few days with the Lamira Lions basketball team. They went to state this year for the first time since 1993. Yeah, 1993. We got to go into the school and follow the kids around. We got to see the state send off. We gave the kids 2 GoPros for the week to document their journey through the state tournament. It didn't work out for them in the state tournament in the opening round, but with all that said, it was a great experience. And what was really fun is we got to know some of the some of the Lamira kids, and excited to continue that with softball. I know Kennedy Goebel plays on that team. We're going to have a great time with Lamira this year. Big thanks to Coach Jess. She really helped set this up for us. And here is our plan for Lamira. So Chase, you were asking about this. Here it is. Thursday, April 9th, Lamira at home against Winnebago Lutheran Academy. That's going to be at Lamira, April 9th. May 4th at home against North Fondy, and May 20th at home against Random Lake. So that's our plan with Lamira this year. These 3 games you see right here. I do have another one that's maybe going to be on there as well, but again, it's all going to be on this House of Cards schedule. So, but as it stands, that's what it is right now that we've got with them. All 3 are home games at Lamira, which, by the way, I love. Lamira is like 42 minutes from my house, so I'm excited to go and see them. By the way, ranked number 4 in the preseason top 10. They're going to be good. Yes, they lost Taylor Bloom. You know, we all know that, but you got a lot of really good talent coming back. Haley Caspery back, Trista Gassner back. They're going to be very, very good and a really, really fun team to watch. So check out W7 coverage of Lamira Lions softball this year as well. All right, next is Milton, the Red Hawks of Milton. And this is really our only package with anybody, you know, west of Oconomowoc. Everything else is north. This was our really only one that's just straight west. Of course, Milton is kind of southwest. They're between Oconomowoc and Madison. We've always had a great time with Milton girls basketball. And we really got to know the Milton kids, I want to say, well, at least some of them a couple of years ago when they went to the state tournament with Gwen Baker when Gwen was a senior, and they're able to knock off that, you know, Kaukauna team. We got to know them pretty well during that run. So excited to be able to be back. Molly Baker is there. Kenzie Marquardt is back. Jenna Banash is back. I mean, it's going to be fun to see all those kids playing for Milton. Here are our games with Milton. April 11th. That's a Saturday at home against Elkhorn. The 14th at home against Oregon. The 23rd at home against Monona Grove. So the Oregon and Monona Grove games are both, you know, Badger large conference games. And then also, so was the Waunakee game. It'll be our first ever softball game with Waunakee, and that is May 12th against Milton. So excited. All these games are at Milton. So a Saturday, a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Tuesday, all at Milton coming up this year. Big thanks to Craig Marquardt from Milton and helping put this together for us so that we could come and support Milton softball. Really excited to be able to do that. So that's your Milton schedule. And Notre Dame, I think this might be the last one. See, I told Connor, I told you. Stoltz, he said I can get this done in 75 minutes. I may get it done in 60 minutes. All right, Notre Dame. We talked about Appleton West. So there, you know, that's tomorrow. So we'll be it's at UW Green Bay. And I don't want to get you guys super excited here, but I will tell you, well, maybe I do. I will tell you, so in games or in venues where the backstop and the fences are those mesh fences, I don't like mounting our cameras on those for 2 reasons. One is I always worry about hurting the netting, and you know, I don't want to damage the netting. And number 2, if there's any wind, it blows those cameras all over the place and you get seasick trying to watch the game. So what we do in those situations is I'll actually take my big basketball camera and we'll put it behind center field, and we'll give you a center field view from behind the pitcher for the game. And then, you know, when the ball's hit, it'll be our other camera, which will be up in the press box where we are. But you'll get a great view from behind the pitcher for the Notre Dame games, because especially when they play at King Park, because again, they have that mesh fence. So that's what we do in that situation. There'll be no first and third base cameras. We will have cameras in the dugouts again this year. I got asked this by a couple folks. A couple things to remember. Number 1, coaches can always override if a coach comes and says, "Hey, I prefer not to have a camera in the dugout," or, you know, "Hey, I want the kids not to. I don't want them, you know, spending time on that. I want them, focused on, whatever we're doing. It's coach's discretion. So I'm always okay with that. And number two, the other thing to keep in mind is those cameras are video only, no audio. So there's no audio on the cameras. It's just video. So don't worry about, anything that's said. No one's going to pick it up because they literally don't record audio. So that's the thing with the dugout cameras. But we love them for two reasons. One is I think it brings depth to our production. Being able to show the kids get excited for big plays also shows how invested they are in the game and in the program. And number two, the kids just love it. And that's really should be number one. The kids absolutely love the camera and the dugout. They love to perform for it. And you know what? They're teenagers. I mean, they get it. They can separate, hey, I want to have fun with the camera, but hey, you know what? I'm up to bat, coming up in this inning, so I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to focus. I'll do that after I bat because right now I got to focus on getting ready for my at bat. Most of these kids are able to very easily separate the fun from the work of the game. But we love those cameras in the dugout. And I think it brings a very special depth to our broadcast. So that's why we do it. But most importantly, we do it because the kids enjoy it. But at the end of the day, if a coach comes to me and says, hey, can we not do it? Absolutely. The best interests of the team are always first, and no one knows that better than our coaches. So we absolutely honor that. All right. So March 26th, that's tomorrow, Appleton West. And then April 28th, this is also a home game against Pulaski. And then it's on the road with the Tritons for two games. Saturday, May 9th at Fond du Lac, and also Saturday, May 9th against Hartford. They're going to get some great competition. I'm excited to see what this kind of new look Notre Dame team is going to be. Kaya Wall dropped back. I'm curious about Kaya and Olivia playing together, what that's going to look like. I think it brings a lot of fun options for Coach Hermes to kind of play with and figure out who he wants to put where. Curious where they're going to work Stella Starry in the dugout now, or in the lineup now that Kaya is back. Where are they going to put her? What are they going to do? Emma Yonner not coming back. She's going to play lacrosse, so she won't be back. What's going to happen in center field? What happens at her place in the lineup? Again, I keep saying this, and it's so true. I don't have to write the storylines; they're already all there. We could just talk about it. So that is Notre Dame, and hey, how about that? 62 minutes. I couldn't do it in 75. You kidding me? That is our full schedule. You've seen every game that we're going to do this year. There is one more game. I don't have it on our official schedule, but I'm still working on it. It's a Wednesday game. Deerfield, at Deerfield. I don't have the opponent in front of me, but that might be Cambridge. Might be Cambridge Deerfield on it's a Wednesday in April. But that'd be the only one that's different. And again, all of this is subject to spring weather, and I've talked about it enough. You guys know the drill. But that's our schedule for this spring. 50 plus games, 50 plus teams, all of them live, all of them free, all of them on fixed TV, and you can watch them live. You can watch them on demand. It's really simple. The games are there for you to go watch anytime you want. I had somebody call me a couple weeks ago and said they were shocked to see a game with their child from 6 years ago was still available to watch. That's what it's all about, man. That's what we're about. I want these games to be forever. I wouldn't count on forever if I were you. If I was trying to save something, I would save it. I wouldn't count on me having it, till the end of time, because that's not going to happen. But being able to go back and see it, I think was a pretty cool experience for that individual. But hey, that will do it for us. We are back. Softball is back. 50 plus games over the next couple months. Whip around every morning at 7:30 starting next Wednesday. And softball tomorrow. 4:10 on air, 4:30 first pitch. Appleton West and Notre Dame. Until then, I'm Gary Whipperman. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your guys' support of W7. We'll also see you on Friday on Media Day. Everything we do, always, always, always